Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip Committee meeting. Today is Monday, October 27, 2025, and we'll call this meeting in order at 7:30 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee McLaughlin is absent. Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Prada?
Here.
Trustee Cahill?
Here.
Trustee Love?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Obviously, excuse the mask on a couple of us tonight. Everybody's got the sniffles after with the little weather change that we had here. Couple of points of interest before we start our reports this evening. Obviously, with the government shutdown that's taking place right now, I want to just make a note to say that with the ongoing shutdown of the federal government, many individuals are impacted by the loss of income, social services, and other supportive programs and benefits. Supplemental nutrition programs, otherwise known as SNAP, recipients usually receive food benefits on staggered days beginning on the first day of each month. If a grocery store, convenience store, or pharmacy is open at the time, recipients often begin shopping right away. If the shutdown continues, those benefits will not be available, and frustrated or distressed individuals may resort to other actions that could result possibly with even public safety concerns if, in this case, what I'm referring to is maybe like food pantries. So just please keep in mind, if your family is in need of a food pantry service, excuse me, here in the Alsip area, there are 3 locations that have food pantries. I'm not sure what the requirements are, if you have to be registered or not, but there's one at the Lighthouse Church of All Nations at 4501 West 127th Street. They have a program hours on Tuesday from 3 in the afternoon till 5:45 p.m. at night. Worth Township over at 11601 South Pulaski, they service everything just in Worth Township. So that's from 87th Street on the north to 135th Street on the south, Western Avenue on the east to Harlem Avenue on the west, and they do not include City of Chicago residents. And their program hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. And then finally is Operation Blessing. They're over at 4901 West 128th Place, and they service the areas from 79th Street on the north to 175th Street, and then east from Halsted to LaGrange Road on the west. Again, their program hours are Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9 in the morning until noon, and then on Wednesday is from noon till 3 p.m. So please utilize those food pantries if your family utilizes what used to be known as SNAP, or if you need food assistance. The other I had on here was trustees. I'm sorry, I wanted to talk to Trustee Murphy. We need to pull the item that's on your agenda this evening to talk about insurance. Our insurance broker won't be ready until our next committee meeting, Trustee Murphy, until November 10th. We'll bring that back up, okay?
Sounds good.
And then we'll say, and then at the same November 10th meeting, we're going to have a discussion regarding our fiscal year 26 tax levy. That'll be less than 5%. And our finance consultant, Chris Mirabelli, will be available at that meeting at 7:30 p.m. to discuss that. And that's all I have for my report this evening. Next, we have the clerk's report. Clerk Harding.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the presentation of the October 20th, 2025 board meeting minutes, and that was all I had, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. We don't need an attorney this evening. I spoke to the engineer earlier, and he did not have a report for this evening. We'll come to public forum. Excuse me. Does anyone in the public wish to address the board tonight? Nobody? I should ask the students before we get started. You folks all get an agenda before we get going here? Okay, so you can follow that. All right, then we'll go to our standing committee reports. Let's start with Finance and IT, Committee, Trustee McLaughlin, Snyder.
I'll take that, Mayor. We'll have the list of payroll and accounts payable. That's
Okay,
all for this
thank you. Next, we have the Fire Committee report, Trustee Cahill.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief Stasinski will discuss the upcoming process and time frame for the approval of the bidder, as well as reintroduce the discussion process, monitor replacement with leasing agreement, and also a proposed purchase program. Chief?
All right, I'll start with the engine. So last week we had the bid opening. We had two manufacturers that bid on the engine, Rosenbauer and Seagrave. We started today going through the spec to see which one mirrors our spec as close as possible. So they're going to finish up tomorrow. So my goal is to have a recommendation to proceed next Monday. You're looking anywhere from 28 up to 42 months by the specs that we got in there. So realistically, you could be all the way up to 45 months. So we do want to prepare ahead of that. It will be replacing our 2006 engine, which will be 20 years next year. So by the time it's replaced, it'll be about 23 years old. So we got 4 years to plan on how we're going to do the financing of it. So it gives us a little bit of time. But again, everything's still running behind, so we want to at least get it on order. Just like before, the longer you wait, the more it goes up. So the engine that we just took delivery of last year was $800,000. Almost the exact same engines is $300,000 more than when we ordered it, 4 years ago. So it's just going to keep going up at this point. So at least we'll have something in place for the next engine coming up.
I'd
Yes.
appreciate not having this discussion next week for a vote. It's too quick.
Right.
You're going to sit there and talk about spending over $1 million on the night that we're to vote on it. So I'd appreciate it if it was brought up on a committee for discussion and then subsequent vote.
Okay, so as far as what more content are you looking for? So I know what the
Well, you're reviewing everything right now.
Correct.
And then you're going to report back on what that is. So, I mean.
So on the 10th, you want what the breakdown is of
It'd be nice
to
to
the
know
spec?
what your recommendation is and
Okay.
something that we could take a look at and digest before we expend all that money.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yep, I'll do that.
And to fill in the blanks, I always do this, especially when we got a lot of students in the room. What the fire chief is talking about is the village needs to purchase a new fire truck, pumper truck. We just received a new tower ladder truck a couple weeks ago and stuff, but the last pumper truck we bought, what, Chief, 2 years ago?
Almost 4 years ago by the time we ordered it.
We ordered
yeah.
it, but we
We just
received
took
it
it, last November, almost a year
about a
ago.
year ago. And it was almost an $850,000 purchase. Those are going up. We could be talking as much as $1 million. The village solicited bids from manufacturers. We received 2 bids, and what the chief is saying, Rosenbauer and Seagrave both submitted. We haven't discussed their numbers yet because you're still qualifying to make sure they met the spec that you
Correct.
put out and stuff yet too. There's a lot that goes into these things and stuff.
Correct.
So what Trustee Dalzell was just saying is, we're going to ask that the chief bring this back in another committee meeting. Like, in committee meetings like this, we don't vote on anything. This is more informational. And we're going to come back and we'll talk about what met this bid specifications, and we could talk about costs and everything then, too.
Correct.
Because right now, we currently have Seagraves in our fleet as pumper trucks, and the tower ladder we just bought is a Rosenbauer. So we're familiar with both products. It's just a matter of which one we want to use and stuff, then, too. Obviously, based on price, we want to save money.
Absolutely, and it's less than $100,000 between the two of them.
Wow.
So I'm actually very surprised it's that close. I mean, really surprised it's that close, but I'm okay with that. Because we did change the spec a little bit from our last engine, what would be required, so.
I appreciate that, too. This way we know, and more people can bid on it.
Exactly, and I'm surprised we only got 2. I was expecting 2 more, ones that we see all the time. I was really surprised they didn't bid on it for whatever reason, I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, next is the Zoll. So I know we had Kyle Sears come out a couple of weeks ago, talk about monitors. He was talking about the lease program, the 10-year lease program. Met with him last week before. Actually saw him down at the iChief show as well. We talked about a few things. So what they're also offering is another option for if you're kind of leery about the 10-year lease. And I understand you're expending money for 10 years, and it's a long way out. And with that, you're going to get the current monitor and then a new monitor that's actually being released very shortly right now. So sat down with him. They actually have another alternative they just recently came up with for that reason. So it's purchasing the newest monitor, which we wouldn't see for several years. The newest version of the auto pulses, which is our automatic CPR devices. And what we do is we'd purchase it. It is ours to own. We'd make a payment for 5 years. 5 years, it's our own. We own it after the 5 years. Typically, with FDA regulations, monitors, the recommendation replacement is 7 years. Next year is our 7 years. And again, everything else is the price is going up. So when we met, one of the things he offered was we can look at it now, and then they will not bill us till after the next fiscal year begins. And I know typically our fiscal year, even though it begins May 1st, the budget's usually not approved till a little bit later, depending on the process and all that. So it is an option. I sent that to all. That was in the packet as well with the 2 different options that was in there, as well as the email. Just something to think about. Like I said, we're going to have to replace monitors next year, and like anything else, the price is going to go up after a period of time. Same thing with the auto pulses. We still have the first version. We're about in our 7th year, so actually we're probably a year behind of where we should be replacing them anyway. So I know with the pricing, it's above where we have to go for an RFP, and I know we do have Sourcewell and a few other different agreements that are out there to keep us in there. We discussed last time with Zoll. Why we want Zoll is we field tested Zoll and the next competitor, which is Stryker, especially for the auto pulse, and Stryker's version is called the Lucas. We field tested each one of them for 3 months, evaluated for 3 months, and we had the best luck with the auto pulses for a lot of different reasons, and we've had a lot of saves with them, so we really don't want to switch out of there. As far as monitorings, everybody around us has Zoll monitors. Most of the hospitals also use Zoll. So we go to the hospital for full arrest or anything that's cardiac, we can just unplug our monitor and plug it right into theirs. Especially when we're doing CPR or anything like that, everything transfers over. So it's the biggest reason why we've had good Zoll. We've had very good luck with them. We've had very few maintenance issues with them. So any questions? So we'd be looking at 3 monitors, and the price that's in here is for the newest monitor that is coming out, because that is being released very shortly. So we wouldn't have to go through the current monitors that are out there now, which we don't have, and then wait a couple years for the one that's being released. So we're eliminating one step, and then we own the equipment after 5 years. Typically, when we do turn in monitors, there's always a buyback program. It's very little, but there is a buyback program. So it's kind of like the incentive of how they get you to go with them anyway. So,
Excuse me, Chief. We, you and I exchanged some emails last week. I had some of the board, your committee, I should say, was in it. But I just don't want to get caught violating any of our ordinances yet, too. And like I said, I was off for a couple of weeks, but before I left, we discussed having this go out to bid, because anything over $20,000 purchase or a contract, you know, something is board approved, but anything over 20 grand, we have to get bids on this. I understand your department likes the Zoll product, this particular brand, but I don't want to be accused of shutting out the rest of the market, not letting them bid on something like this.
Last time we did not go out to bid. I got to see what we did of how we did not go out to bid the last time we bought our monitors.
I mean, if you can produce that.
Yeah, I will look back what the meetings are.
Practice,
yeah,
we can certainly look at that. And
yeah,
stuff
definitely.
Too, you know, because that was. You're saying when did I've been in office
7 years ago.
Yeah, I don't recall doing that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know it was.
Okay.
I don't want to go into things that might not sound
Right.
good.
No.
But yeah, 7 years ago is when we replaced the monitors, so I have to go back to when we purchased them. I could go back to whatever the meeting was and look that up, yes.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to get caught in switches.
Yeah,
And if it's
no,
something we did
absolutely.
before, let's look at the language and see what
Yep.
that was and stuff here, too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see the rest of the numbers, too. I mean, we're talking about a 5-year contract now, I'd like to know what the cost is for that 5-year contract.
Yeah, and it's zero, the good thing is 0% interest. I mean, that's, think about it, if we bought, and that's what's in here, is if we bought everything outright, you're looking at almost $300,000 we're laying out right away, spread it over 5 years. There's other major purchases that we have to look at next year. We have to look at replacing our portable radios. They're 13 years old. Last year we put in for an AFG grant, a regional grant to replace our portables. We got denied for whatever reason. Police departments replaced their radios twice already, and we're still operating on 13 years old. You're looking at 34 radios at, almost $10,000 a piece now. So again, that's looking at next year. We have to look at replacing our air compressor. That's 22 years old. Those parts are getting farther and farther. So those other purchases that we're going to have to look at next year. So if we can, do a 0% financing over a longer period of time, it saves us in the long run. So.
Right. And then you had said that the 7 years expires in 2026.
Yes, that is correct.
What month?
I don't know off the top of my head. I have to look that up. I'll have that for the next meeting with the rest of the numbers and what we did for the last meeting.
Thank you.
All right. You good, Chief?
Yeah, yep, you got one more.
Okay. On last, approve to purchase a gas track detector. Chief Szynski to discuss the approval to purchase a gas track detector to detect flammable, gases at a safe distance. This is due to the increasing number of vehicles that are utilizing compressed natural gas for fuel. The cost shall not exceed $13,750 and has been budgeted for.
So, it's great when they come up with technology for fuels and vehicles and everything else, but they don't tell us how we're going to have to deal with it when it comes up. Well, natural gas is one of them, just like we see with the EV vehicles. It changes what we have to do. It changes what we have to look for. With our area, with the amount of truck traffic we have coming through our area, the amount of different clean fuel vehicles that are out there, we have to look for a way that if we respond to these incidents, how are we going to be able to detect if they are leaking any of the compressed natural gas or other natural gases they're using at a safe distance. Back in 2023, the Los Angeles Fire Department responded to a truck fire. They were now told what type of vehicle it was as they were pulling up. They had a catastrophic failure of at least one or two of the cylinders, sent 9 people to the hospital. If you remember last year, they showed the video on the news from Arlington Heights, the the garbage truck that blew up that damaged homes almost 2 blocks away. That was from compressed natural gas. We have the pace buses that go up and down our roads every day. We have all kinds of vehicles. We see them in storage over by Experian over there. We see garbage trucks that come through our town with compressed natural gas. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and if you Google incidents with compressed natural gas, it's amazing how many happen across the world right now. So last year we did put out all our folks through training. We did a special training class on compressed natural gas vehicles. We did create an SOG with natural gas vehicles as well. The thing we're short of is how do we know that we have a fuel leak? One of the biggest differences with these types of vehicles, they have a pressure relief device that works by temperature, not by pressure. Most of them work by pressure. So if we use our typical tactics of putting water onto the fire and we put water on the pressure relief device, the relief device will shut and the heat will continually to build up until the cylinder fails, including possibly injuring or worse any of our firefighters or anybody that's out there. We do have monitoring devices, but we have to be close. This monitor allows us to monitor from about 100 feet away by using laser technology. So we're not close. We can get far away with it and determine if we have any type of leak from any of the cylinders from compressed natural gas. We work with our monitoring gentleman who's He's an expert in the field. He's been in the monitoring business for 50 years to see what's out there. This is about the only one that's out there that would actually work for what we're looking for, what for the application is. Not only for compressed natural gas vehicles, but if we do get a natural gas leak inside of a home, and the home is all bottled up and nobody's home, at least we can use this and actually go through the window, look through the window, and determine if we have a gas leak as well. So it is multifunctional. Again, we're just trying to prepare for what we might be responding to out there and have something in place. So try to prevent any of our firefighters from being injured or killed out there with a catastrophic failure of these cylinders.
Chief, where are you going to stage the equipment?
It'll probably be on the shift commander's car, or it'll be at Station 1. So if it comes in as a vehicle, either station can have it out there.
Because you're only buying one. We're
only buying one, yeah. Yeah, we were going to look at doing a grant with Firehouse Subs for a second one, but we're unable to do that because we don't have a complete audit at this point. We will be looking in that for the future. So we have one on each side of town. So we're going to start off with one just because of the cost.
All right. Again, Chief, did you get quotes from anybody else on these?
Nobody else makes what we're looking for, so it's a specific brand and a specific model. This is the one that's highly recommended. There's nobody else that makes anything like this. So again, it's just one of those specialty pieces of equipment you just can't find anywhere. And AFC is the one that's got the region, so you can't go out to anybody else and say, hey, what's your monitor cost? Because it's by region.
So nobody else has what this one's got?
Not what we're looking for, no.
All right.
So there's other similarities, ones that are out there, but it's not going to do what we want it to do, and we want to make sure something that's going to be accurate and reliable. You can buy all kinds of cheap monitors that are out there, but you get what you pay for.
No, I'm just saying, again, we have an ordinance that says
Yep.
anything between $5,000 and whatever, $15,000, we have to get three
Yeah.
written quotes for public record.
Right.
I don't
Nobody
wanna
makes
violate
anything
that.
close to that. So,
All right. Do me a favor, before we're not voting on anything this evening for approval, but what is it about this unit that nobody else has?
just how the laser, how far we can monitor for it, and the accuracy of the monitor.
Okay.
How do you aim the laser?
I'm sorry?
How do you aim the laser?
If you look on the front, the front sensor of it is we're going to aim at the direction of where the cylinders are or where the relief valves are. So you can go up to 100 feet away from the object itself, and it just, however the laser technology works, it reports back to where the display is, and it'll show you what your levels are, and usually parts per million.
Yeah. It just, having worked with the lasers for weapons and also for distance measuring equipment, there's certain atmospheric conditions
Correct.
that prohibits it.
And that's one of the things why we look at this one, because it's the most reliable one that's out there.
in daylight hours, it's very difficult to sit there and
Yeah,
see
especially with the
things.
bright sun sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we might have to, in that case, sometimes you might have to reposition depending on where you're at, where the sunlight's coming in from.
Yeah.
Chief,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What were you going
The
to say?
sensor meters are also the same ones that NICOR uses for natural gas leaks, and we have those on our rigs also for
Right.
combustible gas detectors.
I'll leave this with you. It's something you can take a look at. State Fire Marshal's got a grant available. Did you see that?
Yes, small equipment, yes.
Yeah. Did you put in for that, or?
We're working on it now because we have to
Okay, good.
replace a gear washer and dryer out at Station 2.
I just saw this
Gear washer died.
this afternoon and stuff. I saw
Yeah,
it tonight.
I think they just extended the deadline too, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, we're working on that one.
Good.
Chief,
Yes.
I'm researching online right now. There are several other companies that do sell this model, the LZ-30. So can you look into that, please?
Yeah, like I just said, it's by region. So AFC has got our region, so you just can't go to anybody else. They're going to say, well, you have to go to your regional rep, which is AFC, which is out of Indiana, out of DeMonte.
Yeah, I see Sensitive Technologies in Valparaiso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But according to some of these companies, to request a quote, I mean, if you got to hit the tab, they don't give you prices online.
No, they won't.
Yeah, like, you know, Grosvenor, equipment controls, Firecraft safety products. I mean, they all carry this product, but you're saying you got to go with the rep? And
Yeah, because it's regional, so like since it has a regional rep, so with Zoe, we can go out and bid for Zoe, but Zoe's only regional, so whoever the regional rep is for Zoe, we just can't go say, you know, we can get a guy from Massachusetts, say, hey, can you give me a price on the Zoe? It's going to go by regions.
So the company that you guys got the quote from, they're our regional rep?
Correct, correct,
For Sensit, okay.
correct.
Any other questions, trustees? All right, thanks, Chief.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we'll go to our police and traffic safety report. Trustee Dalzell.
Nothing for this evening, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Public Work and Boat Launch, Trustee Cahill.
Oh,
No
you know what,
report
though?
this-
I apologize, there, did you want to discuss the Halloween hours, just
The what?
Halloween hours?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sure. I don't have the sheet in front of me, but it's
I thought it was noon till 7.
3 to 7.
3 to 7 is Halloween hours here in the village, and that's per ordinance. This isn't something
There you go.
we do each year. Oh, there you go, thank you. So 3 to 7, Friday night. Dave, what are you wearing this year?
What am I wearing?
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, I'm dressed as a pumpkin.
Nice, all right,
Yeah,
So-
but yeah, 3 to 7.
all right,
Thank you.
thank you. Public Work and Boat Launch, Trustee Cahill.
No report this evening, Mayor.
I do, just as a matter of note, the boat launch closes this Saturday, is the last day. You know, we close there November 1, so I'll have to remind the Water Department to winterize that. Raj, did we winterize the Little League fields?
We've got it scheduled for the end of next week.
Nice, okay. I don't want to let those go too long either, before you know it, with the weather changing all of a sudden like that, too. All right. Next, we'll go to our sewer and water report. Trustee Love.
Nothing this evening.
Okay, thank you. The building and health report. Trustee Peretta.
No agenda this evening, Mayor?
All right. Human resource and insurance. Trustee Murphy.
We're going to pull that, Mayor, so no report tonight.
Yeah, I just looked too, Trustee. I did have it. One of the clerks just might not have caught the date, but I did send them a note saying November 10th. That's when we're going to talk about insurance renewal.
Understood.
Next, the special committee reports. We'll start with economic development. Trustee Love.
Thank you, Mayor. The Village of Alsip would like to welcome the following new businesses: Shishi Beauty Bar, Triton General Contracting LLC, and Frankie's Famous Steak and Lemonade. Wish you success on your new endeavor. And that's all I have for this evening.
Raj, Frankie's Famous Steak, is that, he took the old Jerk 48 location?
Yes.
Okay. Are they open now, too, or?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have the Village Properties Committee.
No report this evening.
All right. Then we'll go to ordinance legislation. Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a request to approve for a village attorney to amend Chapter 2 Administration, Article 4, Board of Trustees and Mayor, Division 3, Rule of Order and Procedure, Section 2-73, Rules Prescribed, Rule Number 13, Paragraph 3. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just look at the packet, I provided a copy of Section 2-73, and if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you will see that the word alderman is used 3 times, line items 1, 2, and 3, and the word alderman should be replaced with trustee. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Excuse me. So for the benefit of the public, you can't see what we're looking at in our packets. Trustee Peretta, who's the chair of ordinance legislation, is identifying this particular section. It says, every member who shall be present when a question is stated, vote thereon unless excused by the board. An abstained vote shall count with the majority. The mayor shall not vote on any ordinance, resolution, or motion except, and what the trustee is referring to is number 1, where the vote of the alderman, which should say trustee, we recognize our we represent our elected officials as trustees has resulted in a tie, or number two, where one half of the aldermen, again, should say trustee, elected, have voted in favor of an ordinance. And then number three was, in brief, when the mayor,
We're a vote.
nothing in this section shall deprive an acting mayor or mayor pro tem from voting in his capacity as alderman, but shall not be entitled, in other words, you can't vote twice. In other words, like, I was absent the last couple of weeks, and Trustee Dalzell sat in as mayor pro tem, but he can't vote as a mayor, as a trustee and a mayor pro tem. It's one or the other. So, thank you for identifying that. It's basically just not necessarily, we call it a typo, but we're correcting the language, that's all.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else, trustee?
That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to planning and zoning and licenses. Trustee Murphy?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a presentation of a list of licenses in review from October 13th, 2025 through October 24th, 2025, and that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Anybody have any presentations, petitions, or communications they want to share? None? Any unfinished business you want to talk about? Or any new business? None? Can I get a motion then to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Time now is 8:01 p.m. Students, if you need a signature on your agendas, show school, you come on up. Anybody here can sign for you, too. And thank you for joining us tonight.